Alright, sorry about that, folks. Had some sound issues, got them all worked out, looking good. Alright, let's get back into Half-Life. That is why you are here. We're here for the Half-Life. So let's do it. Oh boy. It's just because it's an old program. I don't know. I have to force close Half-Life. Which is funny. Right? So, we're going to start. That'd be nice. No Steam, you want to be a jerk about all this now? Okay. Well, I got something for you. We can just kill the program. So, alright, so as I started off my last stream, basically, I had watched a documentary on Half-Life, and it got me excited again because I was fortunate enough to have a friend who had Half-Life when it first came out, my friend Dan, and I instantly fell in love with Half-Life and everything that became Half-Life, you know, the mods and everything. When Dan was in college, we got involved, you know, we started messing around with Counter-Strike, and started messing around with Day at the Feet, and started realizing these modifications. You know, we grew up, I assume Dan grew up playing Doom and Duke Nukem and things like that, but I had never really messed around with mods at that time, so the whole idea of modding was really kind of brand new to me. And Half-Life came out, and I played it, but I never beat it, at least not back then. Not when I first got it. It had been a long time before I beat it. But when I first got it, you know, I played the game probably about halfway through, and then I instantly became sucked into all of the mods for Half-Life. Day at the Feet, which was a World War II mod, Counter-Strike, and then even the expansion packs for Half-Life I played extensively, and they're a lot of fun. Frontlines especially. And the documentary that I watched went over, you know, the secondary developing company, not Sierra, but a secondary company that made the expansion packs. But they utilized the engine and everything, and you know, honestly, like looking back, I really can't tell. I honestly would believe that Sierra had done all this themselves. Okay, so we have Half-Life. Ta-da! Let us extend it. Ta-da! There we go. Nice and big. No, actually, I'm going to increase my window. So that, yeah, that's what I thought it might do. Okay. So, opposing forces and Blue Shift were both really great expansion packs. Opposing Forces was, see, later in the game, I don't really want to ruin it, but you guys have had 20 years to play this by now. Opposing Forces is you play as a
Good morning and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel. The time is 8:47 a.m. Current topside temperature is 93 degrees, with an estimated high of 105.
That's your
The
job.
Black Mesa compound is maintained at a pleasant 68 degrees at all times.
Involved in this accident. So, we're gonna let the game
This
run,
train
try to
is
keep quiet.
inbound from Level 3 dormitories to Sector C test labs and control facilities. If your intended destination is a high security area beyond Sector C, you will need to return to the central transit hub in Area 9 and board a high security train. If you have not yet submitted your identity to the retinal clearance system, you must report to Black Mesa personnel for processing before you will be permitted into the high security branch of the transit system. Due to the high toxicity of material routinely handled in the Black Mesa compound, no smoking, eating, or drinking are permitted within the Black Mesa transit system. Please keep your limbs inside the train at all times until the train has come to a complete halt at the station platform. In the event of an emergency, passengers are to remain seated and await further instruction. If it arrives,
Now, it's interesting because a lot of these little tidbits that you see happening on the left and the right is kind of the developer's way of showing off the graphics engine is capable of. You can see just, I mean, the game hasn't even started. I'm sitting in this tram, running back and forth while the game loads.
a reminder that the Black Mesa Hazard Course Decathlon will commence this evening at 1900 hours in the Level 3 facility. The semifinals for high security personnel will be announced in a separate secure access transmission. Remember, more lives than your own may depend on your fitness. Do you have a friend or relative who would make a valuable addition to the Black Mesa team? Immediate openings are available in the areas of materials handling and low clearance security. Please contact Black Mesa personnel for further information. If you have an associate with a background in the areas of theoretical physics, biotechnology, or other high-tech disciplines, please contact our suburban recruitment division. The Black Mesa Research Facility is an equal opportunity employer. A reminder to all Black Mesa personnel. Regular radiation and biohazard screenings are a requirement of continued employment in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Missing a scheduled urinalysis or radiation checkup is grounds for immediate termination. If you feel you have been exposed to radioactive or other hazardous materials in the course of your duties, contact your radiation safety officer immediately. Work safe. Work smart. Your future depends on it. Now arriving at Sector C test labs and control facilities.
Sector C test labs and control facilities. Right.
Please stand back from the automated door and wait for the security officer to verify your identity. Before exiting the train, be sure to check your area for personal belongings. Thank you, and have a very safe and productive day.
Morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
These things here. cause some havoc. What's going on? What's this do?
Get away from there,
Hey,
Freeman.
Mr. Freeman.
I'm
I had a bunch of messages for you, but we had a system crash about 20 minutes ago, and I'm
My
just trying...
God,
Hey,
what are you doing?
I broke your shit.
Come on, Gordon. You trying to get me into trouble?
Yes. Limit me. Well, at least you let me do it.
Greetings!
Oh, right in my face. Greetings.
Freeman?
How's everyone know me, but I don't know them?
Ah, it's good to see you.
Yeah? Whose is this?
My God, what are you doing?
I ruined your meal.
This is all within theoretical limits. You'll just have to wait until after the test.
Okay.
I can't be bothered right now. Please, leave me alone until after the experiment.
Fine. Won't want it.
Most of the simulation results are perfectly acceptable, you know.
These names on the lockers are the names of the testers.
Why do we all have to
And
wear
I
these
believe
ridiculous ties?
Maybe some of the people that worked on the game also. I mean, not just testers, but the full shebang. Hey, come on. Get out of the
I
stall.
hope those containment parameters are still nominal.
Oh, and I did hear that the PS2 version has two females that are basically Dr. Freeman, and they take place in different aspects of the storyline, but within the same time parameters, like everything. Like they're just as much involved in all this as Gordon is. And the initial startup was that these two suits are gone, and that's why the two female scientists, just like me,
Now, where did I
got on
leave
the
that
radiation
shutdown
suits
procedure
and got to
chart?
work. And now here I am. I'm late. I'm the last guy.
Welcome to the HEV Mark IV Protective System
Now,
for use in hazardous firepower conditions.
open.
High impact reactive armor activated. Atmospheric contaminant sensors activated. Vital sign monitoring activated. Automatic medical systems engaged. Defensive weapon selection system activated. Munition level
Where these
monitoring
ridiculous-
activated. Communications interface online. Have a very safe day.
I'm still talking. Oh, I have it. Well, is it my baby? Am I an uncle? I don't know. I wish you could read this. What does the book say? Mandala. The 37th mandala. The Orchid Eater. Okay. I really took a moment to look at this.
Someone's hidden my glasses again. Excuse me, Gordon, but I'm rather busy now.
Go right on through, sir. Looks like you're in the barrel today.
That's odd.
See, little things. This is a game that kind of teaches you as you go along.
Shield
The little
inspection
things.
proven records primary reactor.
Kind of instinctual. Those buttons. than that.
Ah, hello, Gordon Freeman. It's good to see you. Hello there.
Can we do this later?
Any ideas, Stuart?
Hello. Ah, Gordon. Here you are. We just sent the sample down to the test chamber.
We've boosted the anti-mass spectrometer to 105%. Bit of a gamble, but we need the extra resolution.
The administrator is very concerned that we get a conclusive analysis of today's sample. I gather they went to some lengths to get it.
They're waiting for you, Gordon.
So, yeah,
in
as
the
I said
test
before, the two
chamber.
female scientists, well, one of them is currently, I suppose, putting the sample where it belongs down there. And I'm the one that's going to go grab it and move it
It's about to go critical.
into
What the hell is going on with our equipment?
It wasn't meant in the first place.
little bias. Okay.
I'm afraid we'll be deviating a bit from standard analysis procedures today, Gordon.
Yes, but with good reason. This is a rare opportunity for us. This is the purest sample we've seen yet.
And, potentially, the most unstable.
Now, if you follow standard insertion procedures, everything will...
Scenario is extremely unlikely.
Gordon doesn't need to hear all this. He's a highly trained professional. We've assured the administrator that nothing will go wrong.
Ah, yes, you're right. Gordon, we have complete confidence in you.
Well, go ahead. Let's let him in now.
Testing. Everything seems to be in order.
All right, Gordon. Your suit should keep you comfortable through all this. The specimen will be delivered to you in a few moments. If you would be so good as to climb up and start the rotors, we can bring the anti-mass spectrometer to 80% and hold it there until the carrier arrives.
Okay.
Gordon, are you not hearing me? Climb up and start the rotors, please. Very good. We'll take it from here.
Power to stage 1 emitters in 3, 2, 1. I'm seeing predictable phase arrays. Stage 2 emitters activating now.
Gordon, we cannot predict how long the system can operate at this level, nor how long the reading will take. Please
discrepancy in, well, no, it's well within acceptable bounds again. Sustaining sequence.
I've just been informed that the sample is ready, Gordon. It should be coming up to you any moment.
I feel like it's not displaying properly here. Okay. Apparently everything is working fine, but on Twitch it's not coming up properly. Okay. Well, I was just a little worried about that. So I don't know what is up with Twitch, that they're blocking that stream, but we'll cut it. Yep. Nope. To apply the changes. No, we're not going to rebroadcast. I'll just stop it. Yeah. All right. Close you. Okay. I mean, you guys get bored. I mean, feel free to message me. Feel free to hit me up, man. What are you guys doing for quarantine here? Are you closing up shop like me? You hiding?
This level, nor how long the video will take. Please work as quickly as you can. Get away from something. Shut it down. No. Attempt to shut down. It's not. It's not. It's not shutting down. It's not.
So what's up, guys? See you checking out Facebook. Let's get some conversation going while we play some Half-Life. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Will they be my friend?
Personnel.
listen.
We tried to warn them.
Resonance cascade, let alone create one.
Gordon, you're alive. Thank God for that hazard suit. I'm afraid to move him and all our phones are out. Please, get to the
Access denied.
and let someone know we're stranded down here. You'll need me to activate the retinal scanners. I'm sure the rest of the science team will gladly help you.
Yes.
I don't suppose you'd reconsider. I suspected this could happen. Glad to oblige a fellow scientist.
Things to do. Headcrabs to kill. Can't get down there to get anything up.
Power 15%.
Weapon selection, everything. Don't be sure. That's what I think of quarantine.
Power
Power
15%.
in here, that's cool.
Power 30%.
So at this point, everything that's going on. Just leave. Wait for the train. For some reason, instead,
All right.
We're sitting.
Well, the dimensional breach is definitely transmitting organic matter.
Yeah, it's putting it lightly. Grenades. What would I do with grenades?
I predicted all of this, you know. All of it. Lead the way. I'm going to stay here and wait for my colleagues. I hope those people... No! I don't want to die! This is as far as I go. And you're going to have to leave me here, Gordon. Yes, I refuse to go another step. You're going to have to leave me. I refuse to go another step.
detected. Automatic medical systems engaged. Warning. System power 15%. Power 30%. Power 30%.
There we go.
Power 60%.
A failure of this magnitude is extremely improbable.
Freeman, who would have thought you'd still be alive?
Ah!
Stop it, bro. We need to turn that auto aim off. I just realized that it's on and I don't like it. Auto aim off. What happened? My game just crashed. Yes, it did. All right, folks. All right. Well, we can just change games. That is fine. We are gonna take an intermission though. Say 5 minutes. 5 minute intermission. And we will change this to what are we gonna do? Retro creaming. Let's go with Day of Defeat. The original Day of Defeat. Yeah. Now, back in the day, this would have taken a good while to this would have taken a good while. Just give me a second. Yes. Yes. Okay. Alright, so I'm still here. I'm just changing something real quick. For some reason, it minimized. No, I'm trying to add a scene. Yeah. Alright, we'll just leave it like that then. I was trying to add a scene so that we can do just cam. Yeah, look at this mop. Now that you guys can see it better. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna do Day of Defeat. We did a Half-Life, and like I said, there were mods that came out. You know, we should do Counter-Strike 2. Let's install that also. The 38 seconds. Oh my god. So, alright, so Half-Life, when it first launched, very quickly, within like 6 months within the modding community, they came out with Counter-Strike. The one everyone knows is, you know, pre 1.4, I'm going to say. Back then, it was just a mod. You didn't buy it, you didn't pay for it, didn't come in a pack. You went to a website and you downloaded it. But eventually, Sierra got smart and they bought it and then sold it. So, yes. So we'll go over, and Day of Defeat is another modification off that. I've already talked about it. It's a World War II mod, and I can't believe how old it is. Back then, it would have taken me a good amount of time to install these games onto a computer. But today, with the speed of the internet, you're downloading them, and I think I downloaded Day of Defeat in maybe a minute, 15 seconds. And Counter-Strike, it said 53 seconds. So, the original Half-Life, I think it took me 2 minutes. I just kind of sat back and waited. No big deal. So, what should we go to first? Should we go to Day of Defeat? Yes. It's bad. It's bad. That's okay. The graphic quality is not great at all. It is really like... but it is what it is. Back then, this was awesome. We're going to minimize me again. We'll bring Day of Defeat up. Minimize now! Oh boy. So... Now, I know why it does this. It does this because it's trying to read the window size of my window, and then I full screen my window, and then it does that. So, alright. Not servers. Are there still servers for this? Usually, it looks I mean, look at the range. We're talking less than 200 people still play this game.
Destruction.
Area secured!
Ugly. Ugly setup, whatever this is. Keyboard, mouse, auto aim off.
Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann! Area secured! Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann! Squad, move out!
Represent. Tags. How many of you remember a tag? Tag is you can fuck up, do that. Tag item or object.
Area secured! Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann!
Now maybe halfway wasn't good enough. Any of these kind of first-person shooters. But let me tell you that these games definitely made the game. There was nothing like this. It was amazing at the time.
Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann!
It was just
Area secured! Area secured! Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann! gehabt, Mann!
Humiliation.
Oh, somebody got shamed. Wasn't me. Glad it wasn't me.
Area secured! Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann! Gebiet wurde gesichert, Herr Hauptmann!
So now we're gonna rock out to some Counter-Strike. So is it gonna read this window? Yeah, that's cool how it does that. No, Counter-Strike still has, well, I don't know. It's roughly the same. Servers are just ain't doing that great. But not doing bad. But not doing that great. Ugh. Counter-Strike, another one of those games. So, alright, so a lot of you probably have never seen Counter-Strike before, so let me explain it. You play counter-terrorist, and terrorist job is to either defend their job is to defend hostages. The counter-terrorist job is to either save hostages or defend bombs and stop the enemy from failing. one of them and like 8 of them. One of us and 8 of them.
Minutes remaining. Enemy spotted. Affirmative. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole.
So like I said, in some maps, the counter-terrorists go to the hostage. The point is to get the hostage out on the way before the enemy lands.
Counter-terrorists win.
Actually won that. And the terrorists stop us from coming in. We'll take it.
Storm the front. Fire in the hole. Enemy spotted.
Now, what I really gotta go out and get natural selection. Now, I'm telling you guys, that is a great Half-Life modded game. Natural selection. Funny enough, the same person who showed me Half-Life, Dan, I don't want to say his last name. It'd be kind of rude. My buddy Dan. When he showed me Half-Life, a few years later, I was, what was I, like 22, 23? I was managing a internet cafe called Battlezone in Newark. And my buddy Dan came in, and like he loved the setup, and I thought he might because, you know, like he's a gamer, I'm a gamer. What do we have at the time? I think we had Battlefield 1942, which had just come out, and I told the owner, I said, yo, you gotta let me get these games and put Battlefield 1942 on all these computers, and he let me. Natural selection. Dan came and visited me, and then he showed me natural selection. And at the time, I was learning how to create virtual drives and the basics of emulating, the basics of downloading, and I was pretty well knowledgeable about torrenting music by then, but movies and video games was something a little different. So this was the time I learned all that. It's good stuff. Alright, folks. Alright, so look, we're in quarantine. I want some opinions on these feeds. I'd like to get, you know, some friends, some gamers watching, participating, maybe joining me and doing this themselves. So, I mean, hit me up, you guys. Let me know what you want to see, what kind of games you want me to play. I'm really trying to stick with the older titles because honestly, I feel like at the rate that games come out nowadays, and everything is just about graphics. Um, I just I'd rather go old school with some of these games. I'd rather do SimCity. I'd rather do Half-Life. I would rather do Age of Empire, StarCraft, Diablo 2. I'd rather do those games. I had a lot more fun playing those, and they kept me a lot more engaged than the games of today. So you guys tell me, including emulations. If you want me to play a specific PlayStation game, I can play. I have Final Fantasy VII. Um, I have a lot of different titles all across the board, different emulators, different systems. So just tell me what you guys are interested in watching, and we could start throwing some stuff up that you guys are interested in. I love Minecraft. I'll happily do some Minecraft if you guys would, be willing to watch or join in on the Minecraft. Seriously, like I need a collaborator. That would be fantastic. A collaborator will get me to produce a lot of these on time and weekly. So, anyone out there want to game with me? All right, well, that's gonna do it for me tonight. Look, it we're all on quarantine, so I'm gonna be here tomorrow night, and the night after, and the night after, and the night after. So let's keep this a thing that's going. Join me tomorrow night. I think I'm gonna start streaming at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard on the dot. So join me for that stream. We're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about gaming. Let's talk about coronavirus, and we'll try to stay away from Trump because it's just too easy. Coronavirus, how is this affecting you guys? Everything. We'll talk more tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Good night.